Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Star Ladder, and welcome to the HellCase Cup number 7. It's time to get into today's broadcast between Pro100 and eXtatus, at least these two particular teams, as the first match of the day. And we have 3 best-of-1s in our group, being Group A group stages. My name is Switchblade J. I'll be taking you through them for the day's proceedings. We are on Mirage for our first map, as vetoed by these 2 particular squads. And yeah, be an interesting time. I'll be honest, I haven't really had the chance to look too much into the likes of Pro100. I've casted eXtatus quite a decent amount, so for me this is going to be pretty much a venture into new territory when it comes to watching one of these particular 2 sides. I'm already kind of pinning my sort of own personal preferences and personal predictions over to the likes of eXtatus, just because that's my area of familiarity. That's where I already know them to be. I know what they're capable of, and I'll be honest, I don't recognise many of the names on the Pro100 side. So interesting times all around. Do let me know where you put your predictions, where you put your placements, whether that be favoritism of fandom or just generally educated guessing like I'm doing right now. Let me know in the chat. Yeah, going to be a good old time, I think. So, knife round to get started. Decide who's going to take which side and what as preferred. CT's obviously is going to be one of the maps that is obviously CT sided. You don't really expect too much far going other than choosing the CT side. So Pro100 do get that initial start. Imagine they will stay. I hope they stay. Yep, and they will stay. There we go. Okay. Well, let me know once again who you're supporting, who you believe is going to be the victors in this game. So we're ready to get into this one very quickly here. Pro100 on the CT side. The T side houses eXtatus. Fortunate for Pro100 because they get to deny the CT start from eXtatus, who would have a severe advantage if they got there. So here we go. Pistol round getting started. Double flash from Monty, and Zedko has himself the smoke and Molotov. Usually this is what you expect to see when they're going to go in for an A execution, a very heavy execution, but they put the first smoke down already to cover off jungle. The T's trying to make their way into the mid-control and now getting ready to split into the A side. They've already got presence, but it's going to be the first kill going to the favour of the CT side. Monty gets the quick trade, and Questone turns around to the CT spawn to take out Def. 4 versus 3, and Flourish will be able to trade back to evens, but the bomb is allowed to get planted as Pro100 have been flushed out of the site. On all these CTs, well, there's one holding out towards top mid, trying to see if he can get a flank on one of these T-side players or find some information, but nothing is coming through for him here. As the CTs gingerly make their way into the site, Flourish pushed back away by Monty here from ramp. He's got the defuse kit. If he goes down now, then it's going to spell bad news. And indeed, he falls to the first casualty here. Crush gets Zedko as well. And Devil is holding back, ready and waiting. Very nice shot on the first. Kenza will still get that headshot back on him with the trade, but now he's got to stick this defuse. He's got the defuse kit, but Monty's just holding back, passive and waiting. And he's stalled for enough time. This will be the first round on the board for the T-side eXtatus. Take the early advantage. Eagles and P250s here on the force buy for Pro. And eXtatus. In regards to a force buy, you expect to see a lot more SMGs coming out of the stage in the game, but nope. 2 rifles in play. Only money line to be farmed up by the likes of Frozen, Devil and Questone. Very quickly into this one they will go. Pick off players from short and mid. Relatively easy round, basically how you would expect the second round of the game should go. Maybe these Deagles can do some work. And yeah, Crush will get Questone at least, so damage done to take down one, but it's only an SMG loss, so they won't be sweating it too much. Monty also pretty low on HP. Could get caught off guard if he's not careful, and he's taking point here towards short. This is dangerous. The T side just hold Possum and wait. Not really much for Pro 100 to work with. They know that they're on the force buy. This defuse kit is in no position to try and get a defuse. It looks like it's going to be all exits here for the CTs, and Flaric will get one nicely. Frozen going full, and Monty trying to stay alive, but he's got low HP. If he keeps pinned here, then he's not going to last for much longer, and indeed, Avian going to take 2 frags. Zedko gets those 2 back, but he's the last man left alive. And only that AK stays in play. Everything else that eXtatus invested is all gone. All the Kevlar, all the helmets, and one of those rifles. It was a Galil, sure, but that's still pretty bad to lose at the second round part. As a result, you can see exactly where it's going to go right here. The MAC-10 out for 1. Force buying the AKs back together, but there's no utility here for the T side. Thankfully, they don't have to go up against the Eco from Pro 100, so shouldn't be too much of an issue for this round. It's really going to mostly affect the buy round, because especially if Pro 100 do more damage in this one, that puts them in a very dire spot where eXtatus could get reset off the back of 1 loss. So, a lot of concerns here, and already they're starting things off on the wrong foot. Fortunately, the MAC-10 spray will take down the first frag, but yeah, as I was saying, the pistols are still doing their damage. Eventually, they will get picked to pieces, but the kills are still coming in for the CT side. They've dropped one of the AKs, so lost investment will come through regardless, and Flaric is just left to do his damage. Popping in towards short, Monty will take him down, but again, 3 kills means that eXtatus' money line is going to be pretty broken for this first buy-up. AK should come out. AWP can't be invested in. So he's there for Devil, Frozen, P250. These have been drop rifles. Well, Frozen has, but it doesn't look like Devil has. Okay, no, the AWP did come out. I probably just missed it. Clearly my maths is not the best. Right now, eXtatus setting themselves up in the default, and they need to find something with this default. So far, they've been struggling against the Pro 100 side. Yes, they've got the pistol and conversions, but they've got no money. And that is the key position of contention here for eXtatus. If they lose this round, it's going to be a full reset. They'll have to go with at least 1 eco, if not 2, and they're making mistakes left, right, and center. Flaric will punish Questone. No one covering off CT. Thanks to the lack of utility, of course, thanks to the broken economy that eXtatus have got right now, and it ends up to a 2-for-1 trade to the favor of Pro 100. Make it 3 as Def drops the bomb, leaving Devil and Zedko, the last 2 left, to push into the B site, and the CTs have rotated for backup. Gambling correctly. Devil will at least get down Kenzo, or at least open things up with the AWP, but that's still a man advantage for Pro 100, and not really much else of a position for them to work out of it. They know that Zedko's back towards the truck. They know that one's into the apartments, and all they do is hold and wait. All they do. Ivan covering off long-range angles, waiting for Zedko. Oh, wait, is that a pixel? Can he see for it? Can he see under that truck? I don't know if he could, but either way, it doesn't matter, because Zedko and Devil will peek out and get shut down immediately by the aggressive positions being taken by the CT defensive. Even so, that's something worth looking into. If that's a pixel that you can see from the CT side of the map, that's pretty crucial. By the way, forced buyout from eXtatus, like I said, no money after having economy sets broken time in, time out, but they will go for the A execution. I think probably the most viable strategy if you're going for a forced buy here on Mirage. You have the smokes out, 4 of them, so it's pretty decently blocking off vision. Enough flashbang to start and cover things over. It's going to be the full set A execution. Here we go. Frozen, Monty. Frozen actually flashed away for a couple of seconds, and the Molotov misses its target. It actually slows it down for a couple of seconds. And either way, Crush is going to be setting himself up to take down the first, but not the second. Flaric lines them up, but he only gets 1 before he's traded out. So eXtatus making this execution work. They've only got pistols, but now they've recovered some rifles here. 2 M4s. That 1 UMP Zedko can pick up. It was on Frozen initially. 3 versus 3. He's just back right off and wait for the CTs to come to them. Setting up after plant positions. Well passive back in towards the firebox and the T-ramp. The Molotov comes out, Frozen pushed out, but still takes down Def. He's not taking advantage of the mobility usage. Frozen still tagged up, but he's still fragging. He gets himself two, maybe even a third of the man on the edge of the smoke. Frozen spots him, sprays him, takes a 3K eXtatus. Buying their way back into the match with a force-up. Bringing the fight back to pro100 here. As they are forced down to eco-force territory. Not much in the bank accounts for the CT side. The UMP will come out from cross short. But that's about it here for pro100. eXtatus will take that double up setup right into the next round. Not advisable for a T side, but they are up against the anti-eco, so why not, I guess. Across the board, the T side will just be trying to gain some map control. Questone will open things up, taking an Ivan. Ooh, but Devil gets caught off guard, dropping the bomb back towards short, stalling for a little bit of time. Deagle from Kenzo. Trade things back to a 4 versus 4. And Questone gets dinked down by Def, but Def does get taken out. So damage once again being done by pro100, able to force the issue away. But that is about it here. 40 seconds left. The bomb making its way into B. They've only got to really rely on Kenzo. Oh, nice flick. And they're challenging from him. He's got the bomb in his control. This is huge. If he can just hold things off for a couple more seconds, this is plausible. He gets himself 3 kills overall in this force buy. Or picked up by Questone as he's got 3 of his own accord, but has to get this bomb down relatively desperately. If one of these two players here, Flourish or Crush, want to push up into market, cut him off before he gets to the site, then that would be the end of it. But Questone is allowed to cross, set up for the after plant with Monty. And pro100 off the back of the force buy have once again managed to put eXtatus' economy in a very dire state of affairs. And even then, the retake is up to play with for the CT side. Flourish looking in. Questone gets a wall bang on Crush, but not enough to kill him. Glock out. Oh, sorry, P250 out, gets the headshot. And now Flourish is the last man left. 1 versus 2, desperately looking for Monty and desperately looking for Questone. And Questone's on for the ace with this AWP. Can he find it? Yes, he will. 5K shutting down every player of pro100, but it was not easy. 5-1 will be the scoreline, and pro100 with a decent force buy, but not good enough to steal the round. Eco for the boys on the CT side. Illegal P250 and 3 USPs, but no armor, no utility. Nothing much here for the pro100 side. eXtatus should have a relatively simple anti-eco, but I said that last time, and wow, they made it very difficult. Def straight off the bat, peeking in, swinging around, drive-by shooting on Questone. Actually manages to get the shot on shot. A 5-on-4 already, and AK recovered now for the CT side, but the question is, what can they do with it? The bomb has already made its way on B. I've got 60 seconds for this one. Bomb 5-on-4 grenades, just rigging out utility, doing some damage, but not all of it. And Ivan holding back and waiting alongside this AK. Looks like they're just going for exit frags here, pro100. Have a pretty decent amount of map control as well for it, all up to the apartments. Back in short. They've got that AK, so they are trying to protect it with all they've got. Now the T-sub are starting to make their way back away. We're all frozen, get caught off guard. The pan of the answer to that question is a 2. Oh, Monty, no! That's not good. Oh, no, guys! eXtatus! Oh, eXtatus, no! All 5 players fall because they fell into the trap and they killed themselves. Oh, Jesus. Well, eXtatus have enough money to buy back anyway, but again, the economical issues for this T side continue. Smoke's going through the T's, trying to make their way up. Monty sprays down Flourish. A 5-on-4. Off the bat already, but they're not done just yet. Ivan trying to get that shot on someone through the smoke, but nope. Bomb goes down. Retake up for pro100, but eXtatus all over the map right now. They are getting the flanks together. Devil taking down Kenzo as well, leaving Crush and Def as the last 2 left alive here for the CT side. Both out towards CT and both running for the hills, as it seems. Def will actually get caught off guard by Frozen, landing that single head. Do they anticipate Crush to also be here? Zedco taking out the last. All 5 players staying alive. A team ace for eXtatus. 7 rounds on the board for this T side, and pro100 have not been doing the best of jobs. They got that 1 steal away from that 1 force bought round. Now they're down to double eco status. Well, not quite double eco status. They got max loss bonus, but still nothing to work with in this round. The Eagles PT50s a CZ for Flourish. eXtatus can just walk into the site at this point. They've got so much firepower, it doesn't even matter. Monty taking out Crush and Kenzo. Quest turn out towards mid, takes 2 more of his own accord, leaving it up to Flourish as the last man over on a B site. Defensive shutdown, rotations cut off. Nothing left for pro100 here in this match as they just get once again picked apart by the likes of eXtatus. 8-1 is the scoreline to the favour of the T side. Very least eXtatus are keeping players alive now. Losing upwards of 3 or 4 players, sometimes all their players after the plant. Still getting the rounds on the board, sure, but the money line has finally started to bolster here for the T side. Can they keep it that way is the question. Of course, we'll find out in the coming up rounds. For now, up against the 4 by a pro100. Max loss bonus on this CT side. Devil and Zedco making their way quickly in, and Ivan will get the first frag. Kenzo 180 by Questone as he tries to bait in Zedco. Crush takes out Zedco, turns for the 180 on towards Questone, but can't quite get that kill as Questone gets himself the double and the triple on Def. Making his way through the murder hole, leaving it all up to Ivan. 1v3, takes 1, almost a second, and sadly not the 3rd by the hands of Monty. 2 will stay alive for eXtatus. They will get shut down in terms of their economy state, but they profited off that round and they can still solidly buy and still hold a decent amount of money. Not great. Definitely not what you would expect from a team that are currently on a 6-round winning streak against their opponents. Definitely not a team that you would see or you expect to be 9-1 up against their opponents. eXtatus are dominating pro100 right now. I was saying that the CT start for the pro100 side may have been a bit of an advantage to stop eXtatus from getting so far gone, because they've proven themselves to be a very CT-sided team when it comes to Mirage. But right now, pro100 are not showing us a whole lot of hope for this second half. T's in mid, trying to make their way together. Crush is alone with a CZ. Kenzo does get the first, but quickly they just get shut down once again by this T side. Players in the B apartments. Actually, Devil will get traded out, at least by these Deagles. So back to a 3 versus 3 we go. The T still have a mountain of firepower and a mountain of presence. They only have to deal with these Deagles, which are doing their damage, admittedly. Once again, we're back down to 2 on the eXtatus side, so they lose investment of 1 versus 2. But look at Flowage, and look where the bomb's been dropped as well. This is huge. He's only got to wait to hear it. Just got to time it well. Smoke will go down, Zedco. Tapping his way together, flashed in. Trying to recover this bomb. The flat will peek out, take him down. That's huge. That's stalling for as much time as possible. And backing right off as well. But Frozen will still peek up. Pick up the bomb and run right back away. Flower just also covering all his bases to ensure that no one is on the flank of their own. Frozen will get the bomb down. 2k clutch for the winner of this one. CT versus T. But Frozen's got 100 HP at least. So that's a little bit of a bonus that will affect this UMP. Flash needs to go for that AK. Frozen kind of realizes it as well. Doesn't know where he's going to be coming from. Does spot him though, and does spray him down. That's Frozen winning the round. And pro100 just can't seem to catch a break. 10-1 on this T side. Getting the damage, but, you know, after so many rounds in a row, that's not proving to be anything compared to what eXtatus are doing right now. pro100 will bring the double up setup back out to play though, so let's see what they can do about this. They've got Ivan pushing up aggressive in towards the ramp area, but you get shut down immediately by Frozen. Flowage is there covering it off, tries to spur on towards the second. Kenzo will also be backing him up to turn it to a 3 versus 3, but either way, the T side have taken some severe casualties against, oh wow, against the CT side as both orbs are dropped. Kenzor does line up too, however, taking him out of the action, leaving it all up to Devil, the Lurker, and they know where that last man is, so they can stick this bomb. Def on it, 4 seconds. Devil's got to take these shots. Can he find it? Close? No, too far to the right. He may take Kenzor, but he's not taking Def, and he's not taking this round. A little bit of hesitation is all that cost eXtatus in this case. And a little bit of bad positioning as well. 10-2 is the scoreline. But how many is 2 rounds when you have 8 to make up? Especially when you're on the verge of a reset. If eXtatus take this round, pro100 will be looking at a double eco. Or double force buy, if you will. They're going once again back to basics, back to the A execution. Ready to go straight in. I've got Crush coming up. Questone. I'll spray for the smoke, but flashbangs go through. Crush is going to get caught off guard, but Questone just sprays manically. Completely blind, still takes him down. Flowich also seeing his smoke clear away. Will get traded out eventually, but Ivan's still on site, and he's holding down both Palace and the ramp position. Eventually, Questone overwhelms him and takes him down. 3 versus 2. The T-Sign just using utility to hold people off, but eventually Devil takes that final frag against Def, leaving it up to Kenzo as the last man. A 1 versus 3. And pro100 may be looking likely, at least, to fall victim to this reset that I was mentioning at the top of the round. Kenzo will have to back off. He hasn't really got much of a choice. His teammates are going to go for the force buy in the next one. And eXtatus will just roll on forward. $11-2. No money loss bonus as well for pro100 after winning the round before this one. They take him down now. That'd be even more worse. But Kenzo looks like he's going to stay alive. Look at that. No cash here for the CT side. They have to force buy, obviously. There's not really much else that you can do. eXtatus going once again into the A site. Sprays coming out the T side, trying to look for anyone who goes aggressive. They know that Pro 100, there's at least one player here. And yeah, Flourish is going to confirm that by putting the smoke down. Anyone he can. Flashbang goes out. Flourish takes down Questone. Frozen trades him right back out there to a 4 versus 4. And they have actually pulled the fake right here. They are trying to push the bomb in from Apps, and Def and Co have fallen for it, basically, hook, line and sinker. I think Def may realise now that this is definitely not an A hit. The bomb will get planted, he'll hear that much. The T's have been cleared away from the site, so some rifles available. Pro 100 could still make something of this last round, this penultimate round, I should say. 3v2, and they kind of have to go for rounds at this point. The economy game doesn't matter anymore. Steph and Ivan will get tagged up really hard, and Zedco will fall, but it's up to Devil now. The AWP in his hand, spots the cross of the first, good flick to take down Ivan, and now knows that Kenzo is also here towards short, spots him just about, and now he's just holding, placing for time, flashbang over, but he still gets the flick anyway, taking Kenzo out, bringing another round back to eXtatus. And Pro 100 are not doing well. I think that's saying the least here on this CT side. Forced by once again from Pro 100, of course. We'll push it up mid. Get some amount of damage, but outside of that, very little being caused here by the CT side. 4 versus 3. Def next round up to challenge. Can he hold anything down? Apparently not. Monty will shut him down. At the very least, you know, Pro 100 had a man advantage for a while, but... Ooh, Monty, that was risky. Still peeks out and takes down Kendor on 7 HP. Devil will get the bomb planted. Pro 100, 2 different angles to set up from. What can they do from here is the question of the moment, at least. Crush does catch off Devil, and that actually makes this a whole lot more doable, but they've got to find Monty. Flourish peeking up from Apps, spots him, sprays him, does take him down, so a 3rd round will be on the board for Pro 100, at the very least a pistol buff up. That's just saying the very least, though. They've got a lot of rounds to make up against eXtatus. And so far, they are not posting the numbers that we would really like them to hold a decent fight. The CT side is up for eXtatus, and I'll remind you exactly where we stand on that front. eXtatus have a whopping 61% win rate over CT side on Mirage. They have taken victories against the likes of a Go, Godsent, Sprout. They've got a pretty decent repertoire to their name. You can imagine that Pro 100 in this instance are going to be taking their sweet time with this pause. Really take the chance to talk things through. Because there are very little ways out of this match right now. Very, very few ways. I'll be honest, I'm not really convinced by Pro 100. Just waiting on them to finish up on this pause, of course, as you saw in the chat, WC. But either way, an opportunity, nonetheless, to have a talk, I think, about the way you're going to approach this T side. Because up against a team like eXtatus, who do have such a CT side balance, you're going to struggle pretty badly, and eXtatus have already proven that. Well, they've already asserted their dominance over this particular game, so it would not surprise me if they fell out in the next 4 rounds. Pro 100. That being said, though, it does not please me that they would fall out in the next 4 rounds. We're just waiting right now, just waiting for... one man to return here from Pro 100 and we can get started. Whenever they're ready, boys. Whenever you're ready. I've got nothing else to say, I'm going to be honest. So how's your day been? There we go. Okay. Back into it. Let's get into the match. Let's get into the second half of eXtatus versus Pro 100 on Mirage. Pistol round getting started now. eXtatus, of course, taking the double flash and HE. And over on the T side, they got the Smoke and Molotov on Crush. Looks like a B setup initially off the bat. It's kind of what you would do. You've got a couple of options on the B side. You can smoke off the market or short cross. Market is pretty covered, so you really wouldn't want to go for short, which is where you're most exposed from entering out of the apartments. And the Molotov on the site itself to flush out positions. But no, they're going for the standard mid smoke, so they're going to try take mid control instead and put the Molotov down. No, it's actually connected smoke on the A site. Excuse me, I'm completely wrong. I thought it was the mid smoke. But either way, the shots will still ring through it, and Crush will get the opening frag for Pro 100, at least holding some sort of a fight here for all these guys. But Monty and Co are still here on the site. Indeed, it trades out to a 3 versus 2. Frozen first responder to the scene as the CTs are falling on the B site defensive. The bomb will go down, and Ivan desperately trying to find someone through this smoke, but he won't find anything. There's Devil and Frozen, the last 2 left. No defuse kit bought by eXtatus, so they're going to move quick if they want to try get this retake together. Ivan spotted. Devil taps his head right off. And now Frozen makes his way into the site. USP at close mid-range. Takes down Flowich. The nowhere Def is now. And the flank is on Frozen. Only needs that 1 shot. And although his teammate will go down, he will still get the defuse. It's eXtatus just about holding on to their pistol round. And Pro 100. There unfortunately seems to be a few more problems for this side in this match. Just can't catch a break, can they? Which is really the most tragic part about it for Pro 100. They will make their way into the A site. Kenzor buying down into the standard rifle pistol CIS style buy that we've often seen out of many CIS teams, but Kenzor really needs to put the impact if he wants to try and do anything with it. They know the head armor is out. They know that eXtatus are on the fully fledged force player. They're on a core. They want to close this game out relatively quickly. creeping their way in. Kenzo playing entry. Ivan gets the first dink on the first man, though. He gets a second dink on Questone as well, allowing Kenzo to finish that job. Frozen also up close and personal against Crush, eventually bursts his way to victory. Connector's currently being contested, but Zedko's still getting this damage together. He will take that one. Kenzo connects around to the man behind him, and he's still holding with this UMP to get that final frag. Flourish, the lone man left alive, will get picked up by Devil. Damage will be done to eXtatus, but not by much. And when you're in this home stretch, money doesn't really mean a whole lot. Pro100 will force back into the rifles. 4 AKs should come out to be Kenzo, looking a little bit wary with his own kill set. And limited utility out here for Pro100. Where are they going to go now? Straight into the B split, at least for the most part, in this default. Hoping to catch off a first player here. Zedko. Frozen actually close range, gets taken out towards the lower part, but Zedko quickly trades him out, looks for his second frag, and now looks for Ivan as the next man, but he gets that trade for 3 versus 3. Meanwhile, Monty picking up Kenzo. Keeps things to the favor of eXtatus. And every turn that Pro100 make, they just can't keep up with this CT side. Monty even looking for a small gap in the smoke. Will spot one man and the second. Can't quite take down Ivan. Ivan just left alone up against Devil and Questone. Questone will spot him from Connector. Take him out to match point for eXtatus. A 12-round comeback for Pro100 while we can dream. I don't think anyone feasibly, reasonably thinks this is possible. It is a very, very hard to come back scoreline. AUG for Questone as well, of course. Oh, no ults for the CT side, but let's see if Pro100 can use that as a potential gateway into the game right now. Questone also hit towards Sandwich. The T side start to peak up. They have managed to gain mid control, but all down to the CTs. They make their way in, getting the opening frag. It's all up to Zedko now here on the B side. Hearing all these footsteps, actually gets caught off guard by the T side force incoming. So this game may not be over so quickly. 4 versus 4 will ensue for this retake incoming here. Devil now flashed in, spots out Kenzo, but can't seem to gain control of this one as they move slowly into the site. It's Flourish to hold down from Devil. Kenzo still gets those first frags, and there we go. They start to fall apart as Monty and Frozen start to make their way in. It's Def alone, trying to challenge up against someone here, but 1 HP. This one looks like it's all over. Frozen stuck on the bomb, and that is going to be it. 16-3. eXtatus win out their match against Pro100. That was a very, very dominant game right there. And Pro100 didn't really show much against eXtatus. 3 rounds, 1 overall. Definitely lots to take a look at for the demo review. But in 15 minutes time, we were going to have Pride versus Good Job here on the HellCase Cup. So if you are interested, then you can stick around for that and hit the exclamation mark caster command if you did enjoy the casting for today. But yeah, I'll be back in just 15 minutes with our next match of the HellCase Cup.